2 kilobyte per second, or I think that's 2 megabyte, not 2 kilobyte. What's the deal, everybody? What's up? What's up? Let me see if I'm live actually on the. Okay. This is live. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I mean, welcome to the stream. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I mean, welcome to the stream. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we here. We here. We're going to be modeling today. Basically, why is this window opened? So yep. Yeah, so basically we're going to be modeling something today, and I mean, like, it was inspired by a comment that was left on one of the streams. This was by Aryan Mishra, right? And he said this. I'm going to just zoom into the comments. Can this zoom? So, in fact, let me just open that. He said, "Hey, buddy, awesome work. Why don't you do an open airboard modeling? There is not a single one who made an open airboard modeling on YouTube." And I was like, okay. I mean, it's not bad. And I already checked CGTrader. There's not so much of airboards on CGTrader. I was like, okay, maybe I'll probably do that today. So I'm just going to reply, dude. Nice idea, bro. I'm on stream right now trying to work on that. I think I'm just going to add an emoji there. Smiley, and I think that's it. So what I'm going to do today is probably replace one of the models here. For example, I think one of these I already done tire before, but it appeared twice. It appears here in 76 and it appears here in 44. So I'm going to replace this one with open air board, and this is what we're going to be modeling today in progress. And I already got one from the internet. This is what we're going to be working on. And the reason why it's called an open airboard is that, a typical airboard, it will usually have, the rubber inside that seals off your ear, and you have the whole full complement, or full, what do you call it, full sound of what's going into your earpiece go directly into your eardrums. And like, this is something so much more lighter, and something that could help you listen to music and at the same time hear environment sounds and ambient sounds, so that you kind of are also aware of your environment. So I already have this set up in Blender. I'm going to open Blender. Let me just open OBS and see. I think I'm good on OBS. And then I'm going to come to the front view. Take this. I'm going to take this one and scale it down, scale it on the Z also. And we have this. I'm going to scale it on the X just slightly. And I'm going to scale it on the Y, just like so. So we have this. I'm going to come to the front view. And the first thing I'm going to bevel is this right here. I'm going to apply scale and then bevel this just like so. It's almost like totally even beveled all the way through. But I'm going to leave mine like this. So we have this. I'm going to come on here, get the front, and then I'll bevel that also, just a smidge. That's cool. I'm going to apply all of that bevel information. Then what I'm going to do next is I want to swipe to the right, and you'd see there's some kind of an attachment in front right here. It looks like a bevel in, and then there's a chamfer to the side. So I'm going to create something like that too with this one. So right here I'll put in a loop, and I'll bring in another loop. Go to view, frame selected. Is this correct? No, it's supposed to be the other way. Dissolve that edge. For both edges to be dissolved. And I'm going to bring this right here. Come to the front, and then this is going to recline GY in, just like so. So it's going to be like a little attachment basically. I'm going to GG this, bring it out a little. I'm going to add another loop and move that behind a little. So I can select that loop, select this loop, and then select this loop. And then I'm going to add a slight bevel on it, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it after the fact. Right, so we have that information. The next pressing one I would want to add is this right here. So this looks like something like this to me. There's a loop on this. Before I do that, let me even connect all of this in a way that I can add whole loops around the whole mesh. So I'm going to join this. I think at least I can use my what do you call it right now? Mirror modifier. So I'm going to bring origin to geometry and apply. Bring in mirror modifier. Again, like I think someone also left a comment on my YouTube and I was talking about like making it beginner friendly. I can't do that right now. Like I'm trying to get through 100 days, and it requires me to move fast. It requires me to like do a lot of stuff and not try to overthink things or try to do things that are stressful. Here is he. Elijah, make it beginner friendly now. Like you sound like, yeah, Nigerian definitely. So like I would love to, but not right now. And I mean like the way I even move around these things, I feel like to make a beginner's tutorial I probably have to even learn it because it takes a lot of hand holding. I'm calling out the keys, showing the moves, I'm giving reasons why certain things are happening. Like for example, if you expand the box and you add the bevel, it doesn't bevel proportionally until you apply the skill. Like things like that is just a lot. I can't do it on this stream. However, I think at some point I'm going to do it because I think I can build a community faster with like teaching beginners, and then like there are some people that would like to learn that from me. So I probably would have to think of a way to do it. Also, it's been a while I use vanilla blender. I want to make vanilla blender that doesn't have all of that add-on and plugins and all those things. It's been a while I used it, so I probably need to use it for a while, kind of get used to it, and then make beginner tutorials. But for right now, I don't know about that, buddy. So I'm going to dissolve these edges. Oh, what just happened here? Okay, I'm going to flip this to the back. So these two loops, I can dissolve those. And right here in front, this is front, not this back. Right here in front, I can select this loop. Join. I can select. No. Can select this loop. Join. Select this loop. Join. Select this right here. No. Select this right here. Join. This right here. Join. So this can flip to the other side. And in front, I can add a couple of loops. And I think this, in fact, let me just add for this one because I think this is where this one needs to stop. And then this loop that's at the center, I can bevel that into something like this. So the idea of this is, if you look at the picture, you see that right here in the center it's kind of curved, and then it has an inset in it. So I'm going to create that. But in creating that curve, I want to bring in a circle. Bring cursor to this point. I'm going to bring in a circle, and that circle is going to have 10 sides, because I just need 5 sides of it, so I'll delete the other part. No, 10 sides, not 5. Scale all of that down just like so, and all these parts I'm going to delete, right? um 1 2 1 2 3 3. This looks like 6, so I'm going to take out one of the vertices, and then I'm going to space this. Let me see if it's going to get it. Space. Are you going to get the curve? I think you got the curve. I will just have to scale this a little bit. So now I can, let me see where that curve is going to start from. That curve needs to start from here, so I'm going to select this loop and then GX, bring it in a smidge. So around the 3D cursor, I'm just going to rotate that so it's flat along the surface. That's cool. RY, bring that up, and I would like to join those two meshes like this. Okay, they're even joined already. So these faces, I can take out these faces, and then I can join this to this. In fact, this to this. So that's merge at last. This. Oh, not merge at last. I already see this being a problem. So I'm going to GG this out, GG this out, GG this out. So I can fill instead of doing the other method. I'm going to do this instead. Fill, and then this merge at last, this merge at last. Sweet. So I think we have this. This I want to scale along from bounding box right here. This thing doesn't look straight. It's just me. Yeah, it doesn't look straight. You know what? I'll just leave it like this, actually. So that's cool. All of these faces I'm going to delete, but I want to introduce that same thing to, if you notice, it goes all the way down. So I think it stops around somewhere here. So I'm going to let mine to stop around somewhere here. So I can select all of this, then maybe delete those faces. I'm going to bring my cursor to this point, and then this edge, 1 2 3 4, I can duplicate those on the Z, separate that selection, bring origin to geometry, and that geometry I'm going to take it down here. So all of this I want to turn into position, rotate, Abby. Rotate just like so. Let's see. G. Let's see. Okay, this needs to be the other way. The other way completely. R. Just like so. G. G. So I need to bring this up. G. Let's see. So all of this I can GG. bring this out, GG, just like so. So I can take this and join, right, while I fill this, come here, do the same, and then this I'm going to merge at last, this I'm going to merge at last. So that's cool. This face up to this face I'm going to delete, and then this, let me see if I can grid fill. Okay, grid fills, nice, that's nice. So I'm going to insert just a smidge, and then I'm going to extrude inward, just like so. So this is cool. I'm liking the topology actually. But if I add a subdivision, everything's going to be messed up because I've not added like supporting bevels and loops. So I'm going to duplicate this, separate that selection, and then this. I probably want to space. I want to, let me see if I can relax it without messing up the mesh. Oh, it's messed up. Can I space it without messing up or messed up too? Jesus. You know what? Maybe that's fine if it's messed up. Do it like so. Let's space it. Do it like so. And let's space. That's cool. Select all. Eh? I'm going to just scale this out. So it's now on the surface. I'm going to start like figuring out how to create this. So for this, it looks something like this to me, right? We have an outer extrude first, right here. And then this is what it looks like to me again. If I can take out these faces, I can select this and then extrude for this side, just like so. Then I can select this, right, and extrude, just like so. Let's see. Delete face. Extrude and extrude. I'll still arrange all of this mesh back. I just want to make sure like the extrusions are on point. So this I'm going to do merge, but it's going to be like merge at last. I think same thing with this. I don't know what extrusion is this actually. That looks weird. So let's do this, merge at last, and I can do the same for this. Right here, I want to select this and G. Right, select this and then G into position. Select this and G. Okay, that's cool. I'll move this a little in a little bit, and then I'm going to delete these faces. No, yeah, faces, and then this edge right here, I'm going to come to the front and just extrude one, extrude twice, right? I think same is going to go with this too. Delete faces, look for the vertex, this one, and I don't think I need to carry that one. This one is good. The only thing is that I think this one still needs to be carried, so I'm going to carry it. If it messes with the mesh, I'm just going to revert, but for now I feel like it should be carried. I'm I'm going to select these edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, and fail. I'm going to select this edge 2 and fail. Fail. Oh my god, I'm doing that on the mic. I'm sorry. I'm just going to quickly check the stream. Stream. Okay, that's fine. I think that's one of the advantage of not having a lot of persons on stream. So you can just mess up like that, and you don't get it doesn't get seen like that. Like it's not out there. But it's cool. So this edge, you see this entire edge minus this two. I want to extrude on the Y. No? You know what? Just select this two. Like, I don't know why you're selecting the whole thing. I just want to see why. Like, it's not that deep, bro. And then I can probably even mirror this. Then this, I'm going to just merge at last. And yeah, we have this part. Only thing that is boxy, and I'm sure it's going to need supporting loops. But for this, I'm going to SZ. No? I'm going to SZ0 on this. Right? And I'm going to rotate. Put it around here. I think before I go any further, I want to put in subdivision and just see how it's working. For this, I think this is too close, so I feel like dissolving this edge actually. So if I add one more, I actually love this. I actually love this. I love this object, like the form of this. It's so nice. I think part of that is because I got it though. You know. So I'm going to select this, select this, select this, select this. It's really cute. Like it's just a cute form. I'm going to select. Okay. There's something crazy going on here. I think this is what's going on here. GX. I'm going to select this to dissolve those edge. As a matter of fact, dissolve all of that edge. Does that happen here too? I think it happens here. So I'm going to GX, bring that out. Select this, dissolve edge. That's calm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm thinking of even adding holding loops at this point, but I don't think it's necessary. Like everything just works. But I'm going to see how it's going to work with holding loops. Let's see. Control B. You know what? Bring this. Control B. Okay, now we're not having issues with the mesh. We're not having issues with the mesh. I think if you can figure out another flow right here, I'll be able to bevel it. But what other flow is here to actually find out though? Can this go up? So instead of going like this, can I redirect this to go like so? Right? And then these edges are going to be taken out, and then this is going to go somewhere here. No, this is going to go somewhere here, and then this is going to GG in like so. Then I almost want to merge this at this point. Like I almost want to do that, but let me see if this is going to allow me bevel properly. I think this is it. Yeah, yeah. I think this is the loop I'm going to go for. So I'm just going to clean up on this from here. So all of this, I'm going to move this just like so. So we have this loop going like so, and we also have this. So I'm going to make this go all the way through. Then this is going to flip to the other side, and we have loop here, we have loop here, and we have this that goes up like so. So with that redirected, let me select all of this again, because I feel like the only place that I even need that holding as much is this part. Like all of this part is covered with um straight form. It doesn't really need that holding loop. So I'm going to try. We're going to create a bevel and then turn on. Ooh! Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, I like this. But if you look at the side, you'll see that. In fact, let me show you here. You see that this bulges out a little bit, like there's a bulge here. So I want to create that by selecting these three, using proportional editing, and just chi. Fine, let me bring that out even more. G. Sweet. So I'm going to bring in sub D. Sub D is looking good. Time to move on. Time to move on. Oh, I don't think you see this part. It doesn't need holding loop. Oh. Undo. Undo. This part doesn't need any. This part looks really round and then it's flat here. So I don't even think this part needs at all. Like, you see this, no? I think just this is needed. Let me see how it's going to work. Pinching here, but if I select this in addition to it, let's see. Can I just select all of that and then hmm hmm GG GG. I don't think this is the shape I'm looking for at all. I'm going to undo all the way back to where just ordinary, just like so. Let's if I dissolve this edge and then do something like this. Okay, I want to bring in that bulge. If I try to think about that topology, I'm going to G, bring that out just a little, and we have that. Yeah, I'm going to leave this at that. I'm going to leave this at that. So I'm going to come here to the top, select this top right here, extrude the one time. I'm going to extrude this, and I think from here on out it's just extruding and turning. I'm going to extrude this, turn. Matter of fact, let me turn off the subdivision. G. Then this, I'm going to extrude, rotate that, scale that down, scale that, G, scale, extrude, rotate, extrude, rotate, scale, G, extrude, rotate that. I'm going to G, bring this up a little bit. I'm going to extrude and rotate, G, and then I'm going to extrude. So right here, I can apply scale, fill that face, and then I'm just going, I'm just going to bevel that. I don't like how that is square. It looks somehow. I think that should be round actually. So I'm going to go all the way back to the top and turn that into a circle. Yeah, all the way back to this part. And this part should be a circle. This part should be a circle. Same applies to this, a circle. So supposed to be something like this. Is that how it is in the picture? I don't think so though. Like I think from here is flat, then around here it starts transitioning into a circle. So I'm going to undo that. Here is flat. It extrudes, still flat. Around here, it turns into a circle. And then it extrudes as a circle. Right here also extrudes, rotates, extrudes. Right here rotates, it extrudes, rotates, extrudes, rotates, and it extrudes right here. So all of this, I'm going to scale G, scale, this is going to scale G, this right here is going to scale. Same thing with this, and then this, and then this. I'm going to fill this face and then bevel. So that's cool. I think this circular part needs to just be adjusted a little, and then G. This thing I have to finish this thing by 11 because this is not a lot. Like, why am I taking time on it? So this, I'm going to extrude along normals 1, extrude along normals again, and maybe extrude along normals one more time. So that's cool. I feel like this should be a circle actually. I think we already. Huh? Where is it? I already did the mode. Oh my god! I think I spoiled that. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to bring this GY, pull this back in, and then in front here, I'm going to bring in a cylinder. Rotate that by 90, scale that down. I'm going to scale down even more. this right here, I would scale down SX right here, and I'll apply that scale. So I'm going to select this, select this, select this, change that into an edge, bevel that, flip this to the other side, apply that mirror. What was that? So I can GY this, bring this out. I feel like adding a sub D on it, so I'm going to add that. And then, no, I'm not going to do a boolean. I'm going to do it on the mesh, actually. On the mesh gong. So I can GG. I can select this face and this face. Insert. Move this into position. Insert again. And then with this is going to be extruded in, and in. So this might not be showing right now, and that's because there's no subdivision on this. But the moment I'm done and I'm refining stuff, like I'm going to put that into just everything is going to lap. So this right here, I'm going to add something like this, and if you look at the top, it goes in and comes out. So I want to create something like that. So I would bring this SX 0 and GX, and then I'm just going to bring in some more loops right here. So this goes something like this. All of this part is deselected, right? And I'll select this GG, just like so. So I'm going to do that again. All these parts deselected. I'm going to select these loops. But I think I need to move this even closer more, just like so. So select this again, deselect this part, and then I'm going to select all of this, just like so. So all this, I'm going to bevel and just put a panel line with extruding along normals, just a single panel line. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add, maybe not a loop right here, and then you see all these faces, I can select them and insert, but I feel like I can adjust this to make it look like the button. So scale down and GY. So this is going to look something like this. I'm going to insert again. I'm going to extrude in. I'm going to duplicate that P, separate that selection, select that, extrude. I'm going to select boundary loops and then bevel. So I think I should even just start testing with, this is so bad. No. That shape is not what it's supposed to be. How do I get the shape? You know what? I'm going to bring in sub D for this one. As you can see, this is holding nicely. I feel like this would need bevels to hold, so I'm going to add slight bevel, right? And if you bring in sub D, you can get onto this side. Bevel lightly. That's cool. This I can add edge loops right here, right? What else? I think this part too, I can select all of these loops. Select this, select this. Same with this, same with this, same with this. And then I can bevel that. And it's holding well against the subdivision. However, this shape is not, it's not the button that I envisioned it to be. So I'm going to select this, SX, and that's cool. So in order to create this, I'm just going to bring the plane. Or to this point, I'm going to bring in the 3D cursor. I'm going to bring in circle. Let's do 12 sides. Bring that down. And then I can GX all the way out to this part. Select this half and then EX. Just like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delete all of these vertices. Select all. I'm going to scale it down. GY. Scale it up. I'm going to fill that and I'm going to extrude. So this is the shape I'm trying to achieve in this part. Right? GG. So what I'm going to try to, I'm going to try to cut it into the mesh and then clean it up after the fact. So I can select this, Ctrl C, use this as a cutter, and then I can select this and SC, GZ in, just like so. So I'm going to select this, apply that boolean. I'm going to turn off subdivision first. Then time for cleanup. So this is going to merge at center. This right here is going to merge at last. I think this is good. This merge at last. This two merge at last. This two same. This one merges here. This one is going to join on this side. This one merge at last. This one I think is going to merge here at last. Let me bring this backward instead. Merge at last. Then this is going to merge at last, just like so. So this entire loop, I'm going to GG, just like so. And then this and this are going to connect with J. This and then this, J also, this and this, J, this and this with J, this and then this, no? This and then this connects with J. I think last but not the least, I can just cut. Then cut this also. Right? That's cool. I think this face, I can select this face. Select boundary loop on it. No, this still needs cleanup. See, this is going to go right here, and then this that is hanging fallow is going to just connect right here. So this, I'm going to select boundary loops and then try to, merge at last. Merge at last. Do I need this loop? Dissolve edge, I don't. So that loop is entirely selected. This also is selected. Let's see. View frame selected. Can I bevel all of that? I can bevel this. I can't bevel this. So what's wrong with this part? Merge by distance. Like, why is this part not able to bevel? GG. GG. Or GX. 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 Can you bevel now? But what's stopping it from beveling? I don't understand what's stopping it from beveling. Okay, I think the bevel that I'm able to do is enough for this part. It doesn't have to be like a crazy deep bevel. So once I add sub D, it works, and then I can, where's the button? Okay, I already copied the button. So I think I can paste that back. Okay, that's perfect. So for this, I'm going to scale on the Z, select all, bring that in. Then for this, I'm going to GZ, and then I'm going to select this face and then this face, and I will just bevel that. But I'm going to apply scale first and then bevel. So I can apply sub D on that, shade auto smooth, and yeah, we got that information. Took a while, but at least we got it. So this part, I'm going to let a loop in here, and then I'm going to bevel that and just insert. I'm going to do an extrusion 1, an extrusion 2. I'm going to leave those deselected and then just bevel this part to hold it. So that's cool. Next I'm going to do is, you see this right here, I can select this, and then join. Select this. I can join this. You know what? I'm not joining any further. Right here, I think it's where those, I think those are charging points. I think it's important I cut across on this side too. So I'm going to do that. So I can have an exact measurement of cubes. I'm going to copy. So like so and like so. I can insert both, convert that into a circle, rotate that circle along individual origins. Like so. I think this one too should be rotated. Rotate. Then I'm going to select this, scale that. I'm going to scale that one time on this side, extrude, shift D, P to separate that selection, select that, and then extrude, select these boundary loops, and then bevel all of that. Then right here, I'm going to hold it, and this part, I'm going to select all of these faces. No, faces select. Then I'm going to insert, right, turn that into a circle, scale that down, rotate that into good position. It's already after 11. I'm supposed to stop this by now, but I need to be done. I'm going to bring cursor to selected, and then I'll bring in a UV sphere. So that UV sphere is going to RX90. Can scale down that UV sphere. I think to somewhere around here, and then this is going to be taken out. So all of this I can SY, compress, and then scale this. For this I can shade auto smooth and GY, select all and just scale to fill out that space. And I think we actually got it. That is all. Okay, there's a hole here actually. There's a hole in front here. SX. Bounding boss SX. GX. That's cool. See this part? I'm going to insert, scale on the X, turn this into a circle, rotate this, scale, GX, and then I can extrude in, but extrude one time, extrude mega, and then extrude one more time. So we have that. I'm going to select this, insert, turn this into a circle, scale that down, rotate that, scale it up, GX, and then I'm going to extrude this one outward. This is going to be like so. So I think all of this part needs just holding loops for it to look decent at best. So right here we can select this, select boundary loops, and then I can just bevel that. So with the way this is looking, I think it's going to need more than one. Oh, what's this? Oh my god, I messed up this measure when I scale this. So I'm going to should I undo? I'm going to undo. Yeah, this is where I messed this part up. I'm going to add just one loops here. Select these two. I'm going to insert. I'm going to subdivide, turn this into a circle, rotate and scale. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude out. Right. On the select, I'm going to select boundary loops, and I'm going to bevel that just like so. So we can have that, and then oh my god, going to have a slight bevel down here too, and I think it works well with the sub D. For this part, same thing, insert. I'm going to subdivide the one time, turn this into a circle, come to the front, scale down, rotate, and then it's going to be GY. Extruded one, extruded two, and then extruded one more time. GY. So this is going to be like so, and I'm going to bevel this edge, move this in, and then this edge is going to be beveled just like so, and voila, we have this. I'm going to bring in a cutter that I had. I'm going to use that cutter on this part. GY. And what the cutter is going to do is create a mesh on this. Select this, and I can difference. the boolean on this, I can apply that and then hide this, and this is what the cutter does. So yeah, we have this. I'm going to save this file. Done. Day 44. Day 44. Day 44. Open airboard. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking I'm going to be adding the name to the title also, or the video. So this is saved. I'm going to pack all the textures into one. Where is it? Pack resources. That's cool. So I can I'm maybe not close the window right now. I'll just go to the stream, say some closing statements. But I think one of the closing statement, the first one is to change, not necessarily change, but just add open airboard to the title of the video or of the stream. I think I should just end it right now because it's slow and it's dragging. I'm going to bring this and put open airboard. This is this is just a long name. Then